Asad, you can share your screen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We left on ayah number 47. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأتياه فقولا إنا رسول ربك فأرسل معنا بني إسرائيل ولا تعذبهم قد جئناك بآيات من ربك والسلام على من اتبع الهدى. He says فأتياه, so come to him and say, both of you, that إنا رسول ربك, we are the messengers, we are the two messengers of Allah. فَأَرْسِلْ مَعَنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, send with us Banu Israel. وَلَا تُعَذِّبْهُمْ, and don't punish them. Do you understand over here that he is only asking for Banu Israel? This shows that every Nabi was sent for a group of people, and they were not sent for the whole world together, the way Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was sent. قَدْ جِئْنَاكَ بِآيَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكَ, we've sent you with signs from your Lord. وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَى مَنِ اتَّبَعَ الْهُدَى, and salam be upon the one who follows guidance. إِنَّا قَدْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيْنَا أَنَّ الْعَذَابَ عَلَى مَنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. Verily it has been revealed to us that the adhab of Allah is for the one who denies and the one who turns away. قَالَ فَمَنْ رَبُّكُمَا يَا مُوسَى. He says, who is your Lord? Now there's a difference of opinion whether this is the same Fir'aun at the time of Musa alayhi salam, and there's another opinion that this is the son of Fir'aun. Later on he had a son or a child, or this was another Fir'aun. قال ربنا الذي أعطى كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى. He said, who is your Lord? He said, my Lord is the one that has given us everything and then it has granted him guidance. قال فما بال القرون الأولى. He said, what about the people of the past? If this is your Allah, what about the nations of the past? Meaning that, were they also on the same iman that you were on? Or he is asking about their sins and what has happened to them in the hereafter. Or he is saying that what is wrong, what about the people of the past? Did they also get raised? Basically, this question you could not answer in any way that could not be objected to. So he says, فَمَا بَالُ الْقُرُونِ الْأُولَى. What about the status of the earlier generations? قَالَ عِلْمُهَا عِنْدَ رَبِّي فِي كِتَابٍ لَا يُضِلُّ رَبِّي وَلَا يَنْسَى. He said, it is in the records of my Lord where he doesn't forget and he doesn't make an error. Now this shows that Fir'aun obviously makes errors. Fir'aun obviously forgets. And other Fir'auns come and Fir'auns go, and some of their history they have forgotten. And then he explains the sifat of Allah. He says, الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ مَهَدًا وَسَلَكَ لَكُمْ فِيهَا سُبُلًا وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به أزواجا من نبات شتى الذي جعلكم الأرض مهدا. He has made the earth a cradle for you. وسلك لكم فيها سبلا. And He has made paths for you on earth and roads for you so that you may walk through it. So one thing, it is a cradle, but this cradle is also, a cradle generally moves to keep a kid asleep, and this shows that this is a indication towards the earth being on its orbit. وَسَلَكَ لَكُمْ فِيهَا سُبُلًا. And there's also pathways, and there's also roads. وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. And He has brought down water from the heavens. فَأَخْرَجْنَا بِهِ أَزْوَاجًا مِّن نَبَاتٍ شَتَّى. And He has brought out from it different vegetables. كُلُوا وَارْعَوْا أَنْعَامَكُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي النُّهَى. He says, eat and graze your cattle, for it there is signs in it for the intelligent. So He's giving the qualities of Allah. That Allah made natural roadways. Fir'aun needs the Banu Israel to carve it. And Allah sends water from the heavens. If there is a drought, Fir'aun can't do anything. And there's food shortages. But over here Allah gives as much as He desires. مِنْهَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ وَمِنْهَا نُخْرِجُكُمْ تَارَةً أُخْرَى. We've created you from it, and we've taken you out from it. We've taken you from it, and we shall return you to it. And we will take you out from it a third time. This is recited when you are burying someone. وَلَقَدْ أَرَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا كُلَّهَا فَكَذَّبَ وَأَبَى. Allah says, we showed them all of our signs. But he just denied and he rebelled or refused. قَالَ أَجِئْتَنَا لِتُخْرِجَنَا مِنْ أَرْضِنَا بِسِحْرِكَ يَا مُوسَى. O Musa, did you come here to expel us through your magic? فَلْنَأْتِيَنَّكَ بِسِحْرٍ مِثْلِهِ فَاجْعَلْ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكَ مَوْعِدًا لَا نُخْلِفُهُ نَحْنُ وَلَا أَنْتَ مَكَانًا سُوًى. So he says that we will bring our magicians and sorcerers, because when Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam went to the door of Fir'aun, there are different accounts on what transpired. First was that he waited 2 years before he can get an audience. The second was that there was a serpent, the staff turned into a serpent, so everyone was scared and they left. Khair, Musa alayhi salam went in. After he went in, there was a divine protection on him that Fir'aun couldn't hurt him. That Fir'aun could not hurt Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So despite him killing Banu Israel and killing these people and fighting, Musa alayhi salam remained untouched. And this was a divine protection on him. So he says that after he sees the miracle, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam shows him the serpent and shows him the Yad-e-Bayda. He says, you're a wizard, you're a magician. And then he says from himself, remember the task of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is what? Get the message across the whole of Banu Israel. Now he's thinking, how am I going to get this message across all of Banu Israel? Allah says, so Fir'aun himself says, فَلَنَأْتِيَنَّكَ بِسِحْرٍ مِثْلِهِ. We'll bring equal wizards to you. فَاجْعَلْ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكَ مَوْعِدًا. Make a time, an appointment between us and a place. لَا نُخْلِفُهُ. We're not going to go against it. And we're not going to back out. مَكَانًا سُوًى. A fair place, or a moderate place, or a high place that people can see easily. قال موعدكم يوم الزينة وأن يحشر الناس ضحى. Musa alayhi salam says, okay, if I get to choose the time and date, I pick Yawm Zina, the day of festivities, when everyone is off. Either Yawm Zina was their Eid day, or Yawm Sabt, it was a Saturday, the day they're off. Or Ashura, or the day they used to go for shopping. He says, the time is Yawm Zina. I picked the day, the main day. وَأَن يُحْشَرَ النَّاسُ ضُحَى, and that people should assemble in the half a day, around 10 o'clock. They're awake. They can take care of their other responsibilities as well. We won't hold them for too long. Wrap it up before Zawal. فَتَوَلَّى فِرْعَوْنُ فَجَمَعَ كَيْدَهُ ثُمَّ أَتَى. Fir'aun then turns back. He goes and he gathers his people. He plots, then he comes. قال لهم موسى ويلكم لا تفتروا على الله كذبا فيسحتكم بعذاب وقد خاب من افترى. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam says, ويلكم, you're destroyed. Or I'm sad for you. Pity on you. لا تفتروا على الله, do not fabricate lies upon Allah. كذبا فيسحتكم, Allah will destroy you with His punishment. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ افْتَرَى, and the one who makes things up or fabricates a lie is a loser, has lost everything. فَتَنَازَعُوا أَمْرَهُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ وَأَسَرُّوا النَّجْوَى. So they began arguing and debating amongst themselves. And they started talking in secret. وَأَسَرُّوا النَّجْوَى, they started talking in secret. Either on how they would defeat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, or فَتَنَازَعُوا أَمْرَهُمْ refers to when Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was showing them, they're discussing who is going to begin first. Should we have Musa alayhi salam begin first? Or should we begin first? Then later on they actually asked Musa alayhi salam. وَأَسَرُّوا النَّجْوَى, they spoke in secret. So the next verse was in secret. And there's a difference of opinion, the next ayah, who is saying it. One opinion is that it's the wizards, the second is the people of Fir'aun, and the third is Fir'aun with his advisors. قالوا إن هذان لساحران يريدان أن يخرجاكم من أرضكم بسحرهما ويذهبا بطريقتكم المثلى. He says, look, these are wizards. They desire to take over your land. You know, this whole xenophobia, it's old. أن يخرجاكم, that they will expel you from your lands, they'll take over. بسحرهما, with their magic. وَيَذْهَبَا بِطَرِيقَتِكُمُ الْمُثْلَى, and they will take away طَرِيقَتِكُمُ الْمُثْلَى, your excellent way of life. Therefore, بِطَرِيقَتِكُ الْمُثْلَى refers to their religion and worship of Fir'aun. فَأَجْمِعُوا كَيْدَكُمْ ثُمَّ أْتُوا صَفًّا وَقَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْيَوْمَ مَنِ اسْتَعْلَى. Allah says, so make your plot firm, and then come forth in a row. And the one who will be successful that day is the one who will ultimately prevail in front of Allah subhanahu, or ultimately prevail. Now they arrive at the spot where they are about to have their competition. And the ajib thing here is that they actually went to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam while he was resting. And they said that, this is his staff. If he is a prophet, then while he is sleeping, the staff will defend itself. And if he is a wizard like us, then then we can steal his staff, and it's probably an optical illusion, and the optical illusion is in the staff. So we're going to win tomorrow. When they went, Musa alayhi salam was resting, and they went to steal the staff turned into an anaconda and began chasing them. They realized that we're going to lose the next day. So they all dressed up like Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. So they said there would be mass confusion. So when they arrived, they said, قالوا يا موسى إما أن تلقي وإما أن نكون أول من ألقى. They said, Musa alayhi salam, who should throw first? You or us? قال بل ألقوا فإذا حبالهم وعصيهم يخيل إليه من سحرهم أنها تسعى. He said, no, you throw first. And then their ropes and sticks seemed as if they were moving because of the magic that they had. Some say they were laced with mercury. Now, there is one objection here, and that is Musa alayhi salam just told them, Bal alqu, no, you throw. Did he not just give them a command and order to do magic, which is kufr? How is that okay?
The purpose was eventually to give da'wah in a sense, so it wasn't commanding to just do kufr because he wasn't going to have a response.
Good, very good. The purpose was da'wah, therefore it wasn't actually a command. How many wizards were there? Qasim bin Abi Bazza says there were 70,000. Ibn Jurayj says there were 900. $300 from Arish, 300 from Fiume, and 300 from Alexandria. Abu Salih says that Ibn Abbas said there were 72. 2 from the Coptics, 70 from Banu Israel. They were wizards in the morning and they were martyrs in the evening. فأوجس في نفسه خيفة موسى. Musa alayhi salam became worried. It isn't a sin to become worried, to panic. It isn't. And this was because he's worried, what if the people think that I'm just like these others? Where I am also a wizard like them. Or no, that is the opinion in it. قُلْنَا لَا تَخَفْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْأَعْلَى. So don't be scared. You're going to be victorious. وَأَلْقِ مَا فِي يَمِينِكَ تَلْقَفْ مَا صَنَعُوا إِنَّمَا صَنَعُوا كَيْدُ سَاحِرٍ وَلَا يُفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُ حَيْثُ أَتَى. He said, and throw what's in your right hand, Musa, and it will devour what they have concocted. إِنَّمَا صَنَعُوا كَيْدُ سَاحِرٍ. All they have done is the sleight of a magician. Sleight of hand, they call it. And the magician never succeeds wherever he comes from. Magic is haram to do. And Musa a.s. threw his staff, it turned into an anaconda, and it ate all the remaining ropes and sticks that everyone else had. فَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سُجَّدًا قَالُوا آمَنَّ بِرَبِّ مُوسَى وَهَارُونَ. All the magicians fell into sajda and they said, we believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun. And it is said that they did not raise their heads from sajda until they didn't see Jannah itself. قال آمنتم له قبل أن آذن لكم إنه لكبيركم الذي علمكم السحر. He said, you believed before I gave you permission to believe? He is the biggest one of you all. He's the grand wizard. He's the one that taught you. فَلَأُقَطِّعَنَّ أَيْدِيَكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ مِنْ خِلَافٍ وَلَأُصَلِّبَنَّكُمْ فِي جُذُوعِ النَّخْلِ وَلَتَعْلَمُنَّ أَيُّنَا أَشَدُّ عَذَابًا وَأَبْقَى. He says, you brought Iman before I gave you permission. He's your biggest wizard. He's the one that taught you. I will cut your hands off and your feet from opposite ends, and I will put you on a cross and crucify you. فِي جُذُوعِ النَّخْلِ, on the trunks of palm tree. وَلَتَعْلَمُنَّ, and you will know أَيُّنَا أَشَدُّ عَذَابًا وَأَبْقَى, who has more severe punishment and who's more lasting. قالوا لن نؤثرك على ما جاءنا من البينات والذي فطرنا فاقض ما أنت قاض إنما تقضي هذه الحياة الدنيا. They said, we will never prefer upon what has come to us with signs, clear signs, over Him who created us. فَقْضِ مَا أَنْتَ قَاضٍ, do what you have to do. إِنَّمَا تَقْضِي هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. You will only make decisions for this worldly life. It is said that Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun, said, who was victorious? And she was told, Musa and Harun. So she said, Amantu bi Rabbi Musa wa Harun. Fir'aun then sends for her and says, bring the biggest boulder and warn her. If she continues to say that I believe in Musa and Harun's Lord, drop the boulder on her chest. So she was called and she was asked. She said she remained steadfast. So Fir'aun had it dropped. But when he had it dropped, Allah had taken the ruh out of her. So it fell on her body, but not on her. There was no ruh inside. And she did dua, Rabbi bani li indaka bayta, oh Allah, give me a house by you in Jannah. And it is said that she could see the palace of paradise as her soul was leaving. And that is why she is going to be with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the Day of Judgment. إنا آمنا بربنا ليغفر لنا خطايانا وما أكرهتنا عليه من السحر والله خير وأبقى. We have put our faith in Allah so He may forgive our mistakes and what you forced us to do from the magic. والله خير وأبقى, and Allah is better and is more remaining and everlasting. إنه من يأت ربه مجرما فإن له جهنم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. Whoever comes to your Allah as a criminal, for him there is Jahannam. He will not have death, nor will he have life. A happy one, at least. He will not benefit from his life, and he will not find peace in his death. وَلَقَدْ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَسْرِ بِعِبَادِي فَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ طَرِيقًا فِي الْبَحْرِ يَبَسًا لَا تَخَافُ دَرَكًا وَلَا تَخْشَىٰ. And we told Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, take Banu Israel by night. Asri, same thing as Isra. And make for them a dry path in the sea. They will not be fear of being caught up or drowning. فأتبعهم فرعون بجنوده فغشيهم من اليم ما غشيهم. Fir'aun chased them with his army and it encircled them, it drowned them in the ocean with the wave. The way it drowned them and it overwhelmed them. When Banu Israel arrived at the sea, they said, "ذا فرعون قد أدركنا." This is Fir'aun, he has caught up with us. وَهَذَا الْبَحْرُ وَقَدْ غَشِينَا. And this is a sea that's about to drown us. And Allah revealed this ayah. وَأَضَلَّ فِرْعَوْنُ قَوْمَهُ وَمَا هَدَى. Fir'aun led his people astray and didn't show them the right path. يا بني إسرائيل قد أنجيناكم من عدوكم وواعدناكم جانب الطور الأيمن ونزلنا عليكم المن والسلوى. Thus we'll stop over here and then discussion of manna wa salwa. We'll do tomorrow. inshallah. Any questions?
Does prayer become invalidated if the pants pass below the ankles?
No, it's not invalidated if the pants are below the ankles. Rather, the ajr of it, the reward of it, is diminished.
Assalamu alaikum, Mufti. I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Are there like different type of fasts for different type of people? Like I was reading in a book that there's a fast for the average person and then a fast for the elite, and then there's one for the elite of the elite. So is that true?
That's the Ruhani fast. Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi alayhi writes about it, that you have the generic fast, which is that you just avoid food and drink, and then you have the fast of the Khawas, which is that you avoid what Allah has prohibited you from. And then finally is the fast of the elite, which, if I recall correctly, is that you don't forget Allah. Am I right?
Gee, that's what was written here.
So that is more of Imam Ghazali's spiritual element of fasting. So yes, it does hold its merit. Take inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.